So in the mood for some board games today?
Sure.
Excellent. Well, I just so happen to have the perfect board game at our disposal here. This is a thing that the producers at Oak Create have been putting together. And it starts with this 5,000-year-old game. It's a classic because this particular game, 5,000 years ago, was played by everybody, and everybody knew the rules, and it was lost to antiquity until recently. And then the British Royal Museum came up with all the rules, and or inferred the rules. And it's a simple game where you just have these little round discs that go around the board, and you throw these neat little tetrahedral dice, and it was a lot of fun for those guys back then. It was a simple game for a simpler time. And the reason we know the rules to this game is because they picked up a not rule book, the expansion set, and inferred the rules from that. So here we have it. So the game is simple, but I figured let's go ahead and take it and modernize it for modern audiences, and that's why I came up with this fun little game. This is a 3D printed one with the updated pieces. The graphics have updated, and now we're using these neat little robots in place of the little discs. And if we play the advanced game, we can even use little cards. So, but we're not going to play this tiny one. We're going to play this 175% scaled up version with these cute little eyeballs that can look at you no matter where you're standing. All right, so we'll go ahead and open it up with the T side down so the little parts don't spill all over the place when I do so. All right, and there's some cards for you, sir. And we're going to actually start off with the rules that pertain to the ancient game of Earth. We're going to start learning the simple game. We're not going to play it all the way to the end, but we will learn to show the basics, because the rules of 4 different games that I've designed build on each other. All right. So once you know the rules to the simplest basic game, then you'll know then you can move on to adding another component to the next game, and so on and so forth. So we'll go ahead and start off with the Royal Game of Ur. Have you ever heard of this game?
No.
All right, well, let's go ahead and get started then. We're going to use these tetrahedral dice. We're each going to roll to see who goes first. I rolled a 3. Go ahead and give it a roll. These other parts don't come into play yet. It looks like you rolled a 4, so you go first. Lucky you. All right, so you're going to take your little robot after you cast the dice one more time.
I'll cast them the other way this time.
Exactly, a nice little controlled area.
2.
So you got a 2. So yeah, you start here and you start moving and you follow the arrows, and this is going to be your path, and these are going to be my path. We are going to share the middle track. So I cannot impact you when you're on your first starting 4 squares. That's these 4. Nor can I impact you on the ending 2 squares. Nor can you impact mine. We have a symmetrical path to follow here. Look, I rolled a 2 as well. So actually, start here. There, I'm not used to playing this side, actually. There you go. So the goal here is to actually reach the end with all 5 of your tokens. You're going to try and get them all the way to the end. And if you land on these little gear spots, you get to roll again. So go ahead and do that real quick. And if you roll a 0, of course, you miss a turn. And if you don't have any legitimate moves to make given what you rolled, then you also lose a turn. So let's see here. I rolled a 1. We'll go ahead and get me on the board. And we'll just play until we get one robot to the other end, and then we'll call it good, and we'll move on to the next game. All right, excellent. In the advanced game, that's actually a very valuable square. All right, let's see here. 3. I'm already here, so I'm going to get on my little gear and roll again. All right, and now I'll introduce you to the concept of attacking. So I rolled a 3. That means I can go here, here, and then I can land on top of you, and that basically sends you back to the start zone. So this is how we go back and forth throughout the rest of the game, each trying to creep up on the other and send them back to the beginning until we all get our pieces to the very end. And once you get to the end, you have to roll exactingly to the end zone. So you're going to want to, if you're sitting here, you want to roll a 1. If you're sitting here, you want to roll a 2, and so forth. So I'll go ahead and go right there. I'll just make a beeline for the end here to make this mercifully short. Boy, those ancients had a lot of time on their hands. Or did they? There we are, a 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll go again. This is not staged. 2. I did not roll an exact 1. I need a 1 to win, but I'll take that, and I'll roll again. There's another 2. I'll knock you out, just for fun, because I'm mean. So now it's your turn. Oh, sorry. There you go. We're all preparing for a 1. Yes, there it is. So there I am. I'm in the end zone. That is the basic game of We would continue play back and forth until all 5 of one side is all the way to the end. So let's go ahead and reset the game, shall we? And I'm just going to demonstrate real quick a game if I played solo. I set up these dice to be part of the single player mode and on. So in this case, we play the exact same way, and I will be the robot, and you'll go ahead and be a human player. And go ahead and I'll let you go first. And we'll show you how the option dice work. There you are. You're taking your 2. Now what we're going to do is you would roll for the computer, which I'll help you out with here. The computer rolled a 2. And what they're going to go through is an algorithm. And I actually have a little cheat sheet in the cards that show that they're going to evaluate the frontmost piece for an attack. And then if there's no attack, then they're going to look for a gear to move on to. If there's no valid move to get onto a gear, then they have to roll the option dice. And in this case, we're probably not going to need the option dice, but we're going to roll them anyway because there's a possibility that if you roll all 3 on an option dice, you get a free turn. That's the advantage that the computer has over the smarter human. So I got a 0, which means I'm going to onboard a piece. 0 would be, by the way, it was a 2, so there it is. I onboarded. So 0 is onboard, 1 is start from the backmost and try to make a move, 2 is frontmost and try to make a move, and 3 would be the thing where you do the frontmost move and you get an extra turn as a computer. So you only want the move dice. There's your 2. Go again. Excellent. And then the computer will go. See, he's got a 3, so there's no attack. Can't get onto a gear. So he's going to roll his option dice and see what he gets. He gets a 2. So 2 means frontmost. So the frontmost, see if he can make a move with this one. Oh, wait. I rolled 3, yes. So he will do this move. All right, and that's the end of his turn because it was a valid move. It was a frontmost valid move. I'll get a gear, and you can strategize against the computer based on those rules and see if you can't beat them, even though they have the advantage of the free turn on rolling a 3 on the option dice. All right, 2. So no gears, no attacks. Or actually, no attacks, no gears in that order. And then we're going to roll the option dice. Got a 2, frontmost, moves 2. Riveting, isn't it?
Riveting.
Yeah. So 1. Robot goes. The robot rolls a 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh, almost got you, but he can't. Nor can he land on a gear. Going to roll the option dice. He gets a 0. That means he's going to onboard another piece with a 3. And I think you get the idea, right? So let's move on to the 2-player basic mode. So the setup is exactly like the single-player mode, and we still use the option dice. So now we're going to introduce you to the hieroglyphs of the option dice. I'll go ahead and go for it first. So the way it goes is we roll the dice, and you also roll these at the same time. And you evaluate if you have any options. In this case, I got no options, but there are 3 to choose from. There's the extra move point. You add that to your dice if you rolled that up. There's the jump over option where you can jump over a piece. If you happen to land on somebody, instead of removing from the board, you can actually jump over them and go up one more square in front of them. And finally, you have the move dice, where if you land on them in a friendly manner that doesn't send them back, you can actually move them front or back. And the bump and jump dice apply to both the opponent as well as the player's pieces. So, anyways, there we are. 2. Take all the dice, roll them all.
2.
And no options.
No options.
Yeah, and the options, you only get to choose one of the valid options that roll up. So, go on in here. Look at there. No options again. There we are. 1. These dice are rigged.
3.
Alright. Give me an option. Oh, I got all the options. Great. I can do anything. So I have a 2, which means I can land on your head, which means that I can either bump you back onto your own gear spot, but if I did so, you wouldn't get an extra turn. You only can get an extra turn if you land on a gear during your turn. I could also just go to 3 and go ahead, or I could bump you forward or backward, by the way, with the 2. And again, I can't use any of these in combination with each other. I can only choose one. In this case, I think I want to attack you. I'm going to decline my option and attack. It just seems strategically the better thing to do.
Alright, 2 and a jump over, or remind me what this is.
That's an extra +1, basically. It's a boost. So you could make it into a 3. Excellent. So it's the boost, jump, and bump. Alright, so there's a 3. I could make it into a 4. In a case, I will do that, because I can land on a gear and go again. So I had a bump, as well as the boost. So I chose the boost instead. I have a 3 if I take a boost. Hey, looky there. This game goes much faster than the original game of Error, because pieces seem to move down the board much more expediently. I'll go ahead and make a run for it. We might actually get a player over the finish line here in this particular game.
So 2 with a bump or a move or a jump.
Yep. A bump or a jump. Gonna just do it 2. Good. That works. Alright. Come on, roll a 4. Now we got a 1 and a bump and a jump. So I'll do my 1 there. And a quick reminder, you can use the bump and a jump on your own pieces. So here's a 2.
I'm going to use it as a 3.
Right there. White. And I got a 1 with no options.
So 2.
Hey, get out of gear.
Two with a move.
2 with a... Oh, okay. They just chose the 2.
Just chose the 2.
I see. Declining the option. And 0 is an immediate game, well, round over. And of course, it looks like I lost a piece. There it is. If you roll a 0, it just ends your turn immediately, and that applies to all 4 games. Let's see. We've got ourselves 1. Yep. There we go.
1, 2.
Or a 2, yeah.
So we will do the 2.
You're making a beeline for the end. And we got ourselves a 2 and a winner. There we go. So that is the standard 2-player game. All right, are you ready for the ultimate in gaming fundom?
Let's do it.
All right, this is the advanced Royal Game of Maker coming up. And the setup is exactly like the previous game that we just played, except now we're introducing the cards. And the cards are a hoot. All right. The cards come in various forms. These are all called punch cards. And you know they're punch cards because I've got some ones and zeros and it says punch card on the back. All right, we got a few cheat sheets on here if you wanna, if you need a reminder of the gameplay. And one of them also has instructions to the online instruction set. So here we are. So these go to the single player. This is your cheat sheet for ours, or at least one of them, and the other one's probably hiding in here somewhere. So in this game we have glitches are basically upgrades to, if you play a glitch during your turn, you can have an upgrade and you just follow the instructions on the card. You also have a card that allows you to bring one on board. There's a couple shields cards where basically for one round you're immune to other players. These are modifiers, so you play them right after you've rolled the dice. Then you can have +1, 2, or 3 depending on which card is in your hand. And then we also have things to steal, swap, or get rid of glitches. And those are cards that will be also clear as day. And here's a nice fun one. This is a very coveted card. This is the advance to the nearest gear card. There's only one in the deck, and if you get it, then you can basically take any of your tokens and bring it to the nearest gear and take another turn. And turns do not stack. You can't, just because you rolled or have a card that allows you an extra turn and you happen to be on a gear, you can't have 2 more turns. You only get 1. And these are victory cards. There's one for the red token and one for the orange token. And you can hold these in your hand, but you can only hold 3 cards at a time throughout the game. And basically allows you to win the game with only 4 tokens at the end. And finally, here's the interrupt. If I attack you and I declare that I'm going to attack you, you can pull an interrupt card and say, nope, you're not going to do that. All right, and that's pretty much it. So let's go ahead and get started, shall we? Here's some more instructions for you to. There we go. You only have 2 of them. So the way it's going to work is we're going to shuffle these cards, put them on a stack. We're going to create a draw pile, and then we're going to have a discard pile next to it. So I'll put these. We'll just assume that they're shuffled, and we'll put them right there. All right, and I'll go ahead and get things started. So we start with rolling all the dice, just like you always do. There we are. Oh, I got a 4. So I'll take that. I'll bring that guy right there. All right, and after you've moved the token, you may draw a card if you happen to land on these squares with the sparks on them. If you land on one with 1 spark, you can draw 1 card. If you land on a 4 spark, you can draw up to 4 cards as long as your hand doesn't have more than 4 cards. So if your hand has 3 cards, then you can only draw 1 card if you land on this. If you have 2 cards, you can grab 2. If you have 1 card, well, you can grab 3. So in this case, I can't draw nothing because I just landed on a gear, and I'm going to take a second turn. And I missed a turn. Lose a turn.
Oh, I can do 2.
You can do 2. That's right. You grab a thing, and you can play it right now if you choose, or you can hold on to it till next time. There we are, a 2 as well, and I would like to go ahead and grab a card. I'm going to look at it real quick. It allows me to onboard. This says that I can onboard 1 robot to the first available spot. That's a pretty useful card to play right away. Plus, it frees up my hand to draw more cards in case I want to draw more. 2. Nice. Nice.
Draw another card.
Excellent. And you can play either card now. You have 2 cards in your hand.
I will hold on to it.
All right. All right. A 2. Now I could attack you. I'm going to try to attack you. Can I attack you? Do you have a stop card on you? with a little stop sign on it.
Oh, the stop
No,
sign. On it?
you have to play a shield
Got it.
if you want to. All right. So I will attack you. I'm sorry to bring you back, sir. And I will grab a card because I took your spot. And I could. I'm not gonna play that right now. All right, cool. Remember the modifier cards you can play right after you roll this. If you want to play the modifier to get into the 2 spot, you can do that if you want. If you want.
I will decline for right.
All right.
Hold on to it.
Fantastic. All right, there's a 4. I'll take it. All right, there's a 2 with a 3. So here's a nice thing. I can use the 3. Remember, you can only choose one option. So I'm going to use the 3 option, or the boost, to make my 2 into a 3, get onto the thing. I have 1 card so I can grab, and this is a discard, by the way. I can grab 3 cards to bring me up to 4 during my play, but I have to play 1 because I have to discard down to 3 at least at the end of my turn. And it looks like I have a glitch. So I'm going to give this glitch. The glitches come in green and red flavors. Green is good, so you want to keep greens on your side and give the red ones to the opposing player.
Okay.
All right, that's me. Your turn.
Oh.
Yeah. In this case, I'm immune to dice roll attacks of 1. That's my glitch. Oh, nice little 3 you got there. Or 4. Nice. Again, in the interest of saving time, we'll just play it until one guy gets to the finish line.
So I can do this and move you back.
Yes,
right?
you can. And you could have also attacked me, just so you know. But in case you think that I have a stop card, that's a good move. There are 3 stop cards in the deck. And it's a deck of 32 cards. Alright, I have plenty of options, and I will take the 3 and roll again. There we go. And it helps if I'm not butterfingers. There's a 3. Beelining it for the finish line. Yeah, no other options. Oh, you know what? Instead of playing the 3, I am going to put 1 more up there and make it into a 4. And, oh, you know what? I'll grab a card. Since I did that. Now I have to discard down to a 3, and I will not do that. I will just keep this.
So I've got to discard.
Yeah, discard just 1, or play 1. You know.
What does that one do?
That one basically, ditch a glitch means you can get rid of my immune to dice rolls if you want to do that.
Yes. Let's
Excellent. Fantastic. All right, and there's a 3. Ah, there we go. Yay, winner. So, what do you think?
That's fun.
Yeah, it's a hoot, right?
Yeah.
We barely got through any of this stack, but yeah, generally speaking, I think this is after 5,000 years, I think this game is overdue for a little bit of an expansion and an upgrade. So,
Very cool.
Thanks so much for playing.
Yep.